sorry about that camera being not flipped horizontal, which is what I prefer. But for some reason, the settings wouldn't let me do that. So I'm here, and I've got some companions here. I'll show you behind me. One character from CBC and one character from CTV. I told them both that they were rotten. So I thought I'd come down here, and thanks everybody who stayed with me yesterday on the live stream I did here. And congratulations to Don Stewart on his win. 42% of the vote, and it came late in the game there. It was almost like watching a game, you know, and they win in overtime. But here we are. We now have in Toronto our first Conservative riding in a long time. But certainly since this Trudeau regime has taken over Canada and made a mess of it with the support of those guys. Where are they? Those guys behind me. CTV, CBC. Lying liars. Yeah, I told them they were rotten. And so these guys, well, you can check that out. Go on to theylive.ca. Why are you doing that? Well, then maybe don't talk to me while I'm filming. That, just not to be rude, I'm just saying. I mean, I believe they do lie. CBC, they lie about a lot of things. Check it out. Huh? They don't tell you everything.
You see how the vote was skewed because of all the independents that were hired?
Yes, I did see that. Anyway, I'm not filming you. But why would you stop? It doesn't make sense to me, but people are funny. Don't film me, but I'll talk to you while you're filming. Okay. Whatever. Yeah. Anyway, here I am. I came down here, I walked past Leslie Church's office, and it's being, you know, everything's being dismantled, as this one is. And the homeless guy is still there, so I sat and talked with him for a little while and asked him if the people in there helped him at all. And he said, well, they gave him freezies, which we saw a couple of times, me and others that were down here, and they gave him freezies. We did give him money. I gave him money today. He can do with that what he wishes. But, so I had my picture taken with him, or I took the picture, me and him. I asked him if we could have, I told him he was famous, and could I have a picture with him? And he's like, okay. So I took a picture. I'll put it up somewhere, show you guys, maybe on X or something. But I'll walk over there in a bit, and you can see that. But I wanted to come down. The CBC people are here. I don't know when they'll get started. It'd be kind of nice if I could eavesdrop on their report. But yeah, here I am, and they're having a party at this address. So maybe I'll make my way down there. I'm not sure what the deal is or where 383 Spadina is right now. But yeah, we've left this building. There's our CBC guys over there. Oh, sorry, I went too fast. So, anybody on here? Oh, hey. Hi, cutie. Well, thanks very much. I don't know who you are, but thanks very much. Yeah, usually I really like the camera to be horizontal, but I don't know why it wouldn't let me. So here I am. I don't like this view because then mostly because you guys don't get to see the whole thing without me doing all of this. But that's the way it is today. So yeah, they're just getting ready over there to do their to do their report. So I'll just stick on here. Maybe I'll get a little bit of an eavesdropping. So yeah, I'm at Don Stewart's office here. still there. Look, We the People. So that's part about the. Yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah, a week or two ago, I don't know exactly, but a week or two we did. We came down here to protest in front of Leslie Church's campaign office, and so we went around. We had some of the flyers. I don't have one with me right now to show you, but we had the flyers for the petition 5024. So that one got written off, but that's the top of it. And then I put this on yesterday for Bay Live. So yeah, please do. If you don't know about it, please find out about it. Petition 5024. It's an electronic petition, and it's registered with the House of Commons. So it is official. I don't know exactly.
Count any liberal signs you see.
I don't know if what exactly the number is right now, but I think it was at 12,000. I do have kind of number dyslexia. So, anyway. But please go on that E5024. Just Google that up. You'll find it. I'll probably, if I remember, put a link to it in one of the comments or something. And you can find it. But please do sign it. I know a lot of people are. There's some people anyway that are saying, oh, what's the point and what's the point? Because nothing, it doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't do anything. And I disagree with that. I say any petition you put out there, if it gets over 500 signatures, it must be read in the House of Commons, which means whatever you are petitioning the government for, it must be read. So there it is. It's in the Hansard, which is the official transcript of what goes on in the House. So it's there forever. And the member of Parliament who sponsored your petition reads it in the House, and then the government of the day must answer to it, and must answer to every person who wrote or who signed that petition. Now, the last time a petition very similar to this one that was written by Melissa Outwater, and this one again, it was written by Melissa Outwater. Who are you putting down? To the CBC? I don't know who she's booing, but she booed somebody. Either she thinks boo to Don Stewart or CBC, but I don't know. So the petition. So yeah, Melissa Outwater wrote the second one, very similar, for a vote of no confidence, and also to change the date back for the election so that we're not paying these members of Parliament pension just from a week's change in the election date. So why I say it's important is that your voice is heard right in the House of Commons, and the more voices that are saying the same thing because they've signed the same petition is acknowledged. So the member of Parliament says, well, like I say, the last petition got almost 400,000 votes, 487 and change, I believe. So Michelle Ferrier, who sponsored that, got up in the House of Commons and said, this is a petition, E4701, hopefully I'm right on that, Melissa, and this is how many Canadians have signed this, asking for a vote of non-confidence. Well, that was read. Now, of course, we didn't get a vote of no-confidence. I'm going to go on here, it's very noisy out there. We, of course, did not get a vote of no confidence, but what we did get is almost 400,000 Canadians saying we want that. So I think the numbers are extremely important, and I would really like to see, I would love to see millions of Canadians sign this one. You know, Toronto St. Paul came to the poll and voted in a pretty narrow, but they did win. So here we are. We now have a Conservative member of Parliament in the House of Commons because people came out and signed. Great wind now. What? You see any small coal people there? There were a few small coal people, yeah. But I also have some CBC and CTV people here too. So I'll show you them in a sec. There we go. So what now, you ask? Oh yeah, CTV. Oh, I should have turned my phone off. Sorry, you might hear some phone stuff going on. There we go, CTV. I told them they were rotten and liars and stuff. Like, I wasn't hugely rude, but it's not something I would just say to somebody. But, yeah, I got that comment by Christian Freeland that they were small, cold people. Well, cruel as well. Didn't you say cruel, cold, and small if they voted, if they did not vote for Liberals? That's just nutty. So we've got CTV here, and we got CBC over here. That's who we got making their report. But they got me here, so I'm standing kind of behind her. So they'll have to work at getting me out of the picture. Yeah, not true. They're not used to it. So, what was I saying? So what now? Yeah. I would say that comment by Chrystia Freeland didn't do them any favors. I would say for sure that's not going to help them. Like, nobody wants to be called cold and cruel and small. So, good for her, because that's how they treat Canadians. Many of us know that the Liberal Party, and especially Justin Trudeau, has no problem with calling a whole bunch of Canadians nasty names, racist, misogynist, horrible names. The win in St. Paul is huge to turn a 30-year Liberal riding. Good job, St. Paul. Absolutely. Absolutely a good job, eh? We're really pleased. I'm Torontonian. I'm born and raised here. I live in the Beaches now, but this neighborhood was part of my childhood. And so I feel a personal sort of responsibility, a personal win here as such, personal investment. Maybe that's more to the point. But yeah, Chrystia Freeland, they have no problem calling people names. Like, it's absolutely horrendous. And they think that they can just get away with that all the time. He's going to have to cut real close to her because I'm going to be in their way. So I thought I'd come down, and I do, again, thank you for everybody who was on Freedom Convoy had Trudeau abusing everyone who didn't align with his ego. Guarantee what you do help. Thank you, Derek. Yeah. Oh, they're doing their wrap-up report on the election from last night. Yeah. So they're saying.
What are you?
And I'm doing this. I'm on a live stream. So I'm also doing the same thing. But that's CBC and CTV, and I'm just me.
You're not a position.
Well, I am. I do have a position. I just don't have a.
But you're just a personal
I'm
position.
just a position.
Yeah,
I'm just a person. That,
Should have been. Well, I was saying if anyone films this, that happened yesterday, I thought I would be so pissed off if they put it in the news. There was, one of the blockade guys, the trucks at Ottawa. So there was one guy here with a bike and huge Canada flag, huge Trudeau.
I saw that.
You do. I guess, you sick. I'm sorry,
Well,
you might be part of it.
I am part of it.
Well,
but that's okay. I can take opinions. I'm not a problem.
Okay, yeah,
with people having opinions.
No, and I thought it was
I'm not
very
at all.
good that. I just think it's a slur on democracy. It's not a slur on the person.
What is a slur on democracy?
Slur on democracy is
Trudeau.
to say fuck whoever is the prime minister of this country.
This troubled me for the first little while, I have to admit, because I'm, I think generally speaking a polite person and want to give respect to, institutions.
It's like the position.
The position, absolutely. But after a while, And after I watched how he personally, as the Prime Minister, treated many Canadians, including the truckers, who he froze bank accounts in order to punish
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I don't think he deserves respect.
Yeah.
And many other reasons. I don't think he deserves respect. So somebody who
Yeah.
doesn't deserve respect, he shouldn't be in that position.
And it's
but he also
interesting.
deserves the disrespect as well. So I had to change
Okay.
my position on that.
So it's interesting. I have to meet somebody, but I probably could have a conversation
Well,
with
that
you
would be
about
nice
it
sometime.
because I mean I'm open to hearing other points of view too.
So am I. Yeah,
and so
good.
often you can't.
Yes, that's
because
true,
every-
and that's what I'm also very disappointed about this government and how they have kind of manipulated us and as Canadians to be against each other because we have different points of view, and I don't appreciate that, and the censorship that they have endorsed and created. I do not agree with that whatsoever, because if we don't
would-
have freedom of speech,
We would have talks.
we are going to have
Gotta
a
go
problem.
because she's going to go to lunch.
Oh.
But yeah,
Thank you. Thank you for
there's
saying
my,
hi.
there's my. What do you
Thank
call
you.
yourself? You're a
I'm a freedom fighter.
freedom fighter.
Fighter. Thanks, ma'am. I really appreciate that.
Freedom fighter.
What do
I'm
you-
not. I'm a liberal,
Oh, there you go.
but I'm for free opinion.
Free opinion. Well, you stick with that. Isn't that interesting? That's the point, isn't it? They maybe just don't realize. They maybe just don't realize that, being for freedom of speech and being a liberal are kind of not exactly the same thing. She doesn't realize that.
Given how much of a liberal stronghold his riding has been. He spoke to supporters before the final votes were counted. Again, this night was going on and on as the votes were counted. Here's a little bit of what he told his supporters about the sense of change he was feeling in the riding as he was going on, and what he said some of his priorities will be in Ottawa. So he will be the new MP for this riding. He'll be led by Carolyn Bennett, signed as the representative riding for about 26 years since the 1997. This riding is mixed reactions. Some people happy about the results, some people disappointed by it. Here's a little bit of what I'm hearing from voters. Now we're here outside of Don Stewart's campaign office. No sign of him this morning or really any activity here this morning, but we are watching for any reaction, any more reaction. We have seen a congratulations from his new boss, essentially his party leader, Pierre Poilievre, who wrote on social media this morning, congratulations to him and Don Stewart, who went running in Ottawa, congratulating him on what Poilievre called a shocking upset here in Toronto State Politics.
Freedom. Freedom. Good for you guys.
Yes, he is also posting on social media her reaction to these results, calling the close.
Yeah, it's very loud here, so I don't know. They'll have their taped in, but anyway, there they are. Hoping to get a glimpse of somebody, I guess. Well, they're doing their thing, They're gonna have to start spinning themselves around. But yeah, that was interesting though. I kind of liked her. Just somebody different opinion. You know, maybe sometimes they just don't really know. And she wants freedom of, she likes freedom of speech. Yeah, I'm glad I can't hear her. I can hear a little bit, but she's really just, you know, hey, I'm here in front of Don Stewart's office and the wind. Like, she's just giving the facts, really, at this point that I can hear. But I just want you guys to see what's going on. They'll have their news stuff up. Oh, here's CTV. He's going to do his little thing. He's all preened up. The one won't get broad probably because of the poor audio. Well, they tape it in like it's, you know, not that big a deal. They just have it plugged into their own audio, so that won't get into their way. I don't think so anyway, but they might not be able to use a lot. Yeah, I'm happy they won, that's for sure. I'm not a freedom fighter. I'm a liberal. Yeah, that was pretty priceless. I didn't want to get her face on camera, you know, without asking. I did kind of grab her a little bit at the end there. So, oh, I should put this button on the... I'll go to this address and we'll see what's going on there. Oh, here we are. I'll just kind of bother them a little bit.
Though is a sign. It says election night party at Cafe Landmark. That was last night. However, it wasn't until hours after the party.
Oh, I guess it was last
that
night.
Federal conservatives and Jon Stewart even found out they had won. Yeah, they should have tidied up because he just took a photograph inside, which I'll show you as well. They should have tidied up. I would have made them tidy up because that's the way I am. I've been in the event business for many years, and I wouldn't. Leslie Church's is kind of pretty messy too. Yeah, I don't know where that 383. So they've closed down. So I'll just take a walk up. I'll show you how Leslie Church's office is doing. But yeah, that was probably the best thing, that conversation with that lady. I'm not a freedom fighter. I'm a liberal. Wow, I love that, eh? Like, you couldn't have asked for anything more. Oh, here's the CBC girl doing her thing here. You know, and that lady and all of us, like, you know, I say, I don't want to be disrespectful to people or be mean or any of that. That's not my way. I mean, I have my moments, but no, I don't think as any peoples of the world here, but certainly Canadians, like, why are we being so divisive and angry at each other? And so I thought that was good. Like, who knows what that lady might discover at some point. These bike lanes, honest to God, I'm gonna get killed one of these days because I am a, what do you call that? A jaywalker. Oh, my kid's asking me to stick. Alright, so there's our friend. Oh, I got another freezy. That's what they keep feeding them, freezies. Not sure what that's all about. But I hope he does okay. And so that's the inside of their place. They're cleaning up. And I guess they're not a happy crowd. I mean, nobody's happy when they lose, you know. All the Oiler fans were not happy. That's the way it is. But there's my friend here. We had a picture together. So I hope he's doing okay. Hope he does well. Sorry? He's my friend. Oh, okay, well then that's a good thing.
Thank you. Okay. And look at this. This is Toronto, eh? So whoever owns this property can't even look after it.
Like, it's just gross. Isn't Young and St. Clair? No. Absolute mess. So I'm just reading your comment, Lisa. So Lisa says, glad the Conservatives won. Now the people will hold them accountable and get rid of these ridiculous laws and get rid of this useless tax. Canadians have had enough. Well, that says it all right there, doesn't it? Canadians are divided from 9 years of Trudeau dividing them. Teresa, what's happening here? Well, it's all very quiet. Leslie Church's people are cleaning up and getting their stuff out, all the stuff off the walls, and there you go. So they're cleaning up. This is our friend here. So I chatted with him this morning and had my picture. I asked him if I could take my picture with him, and I told him how he was famous now. The Liberals lost the Conservatives. This is what happens when Hollands don't treat the people who voted them in with respect. Let that be a message. Yes, exactly, Teresa. You know, this is what I say often. People say, well, what's the point? You know, Conservatives may, you know, just be the same, you know, same coin, different sides, all that. And I get that. Of course, that's a valid point. I have to do some shopping. Lady shorts, $4.99. Oh, they're kind of cute. Little Canada t-shirts. I like them. Look at that. They're only $8. That's pretty good. So, what was I saying, Teresa? Oh yeah, so, you know, that is a valid point. You know, what's going to be different? Well, and this is what my response. We, the people, must be different. It's us that must be different. I'll see if this gentleman would like to speak online. Hi, sir. We talked already. Don't you remember?
Right,
You forgot
yeah.
me already?
Yeah.
So I'm on a live stream right now. I'm not here. You can't. I'm not showing you. But if you'd like to say what you're doing here to the people, no. All right.
I'm a private person.
Well, you're standing in the street corner.
I know, but
Can I show your shirt? Yeah, I like your shirt. No justice, no peace. I like that a lot. So I didn't show your face. You'll have to just trust me on that. I'm fairly trustworthy.
that's very honest.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If we get more honesty, I think we do a lot better. Yeah. Say no to Jagmeet Singh. Say no to the NDPs. Anyway, that's all. Everybody has their rights to do.
Well, I'm in favor of the program, and
I
I know
understand
I
that.
know the Conservatives are going to destroy the system.
Well, I think you might be surprised, and I think we,
I've already
as
seen what Harper
Canadians,
does.
but Harper's a different person. But again,
you
sir,
think he's any different from Harper?
what I'm hoping is different is us, you and me. We have different.
Yeah,
Well,
but these guys are so tied into corporate America and corporate Canada, and they do not believe in the public good.
you don't think Jagmeet Singh is tied into that? Holy.
Why would you think that? I mean, on what basis would you think that? I'm open to hearing it, but I have no reason to believe it.
Well,
He is a person who's for the trade unions, for working class people. That's me.
I don't really think he is, but I think that's a really big conversation to get into. So probably
Well,
better not.
One of his
But-
conditions, though, was that there be law against scabs.
Law
All against scabs, replacement
Scabs.
labor. So what does that tell you? And he got it from the Liberals.
Yeah, well, as I said earlier, he should stand up for his own policies.
He does.
and
I don't
stand
agree with
up
his
it.
method.
That method is big. The method is big.
But
If we as
content is more important.
no, it isn't. No, it isn't.
I have to live with content.
So
I
it
can't-
doesn't matter how you get the content. So the
So
how
if
you
I
get
can't
it.
get Dentacare, if I can't get farmer care, if I can't get a way in which to stop replacement workers, what good is it? I mean, this country's been going to hell in a handbasket. The whole
I think
healthcare system's
I
been
think the
eroded.
problem, more importantly, is before that is the means. The means should not be. You know, what is that expression? The means
The
and
end
the
does
end
not justify
by
the
the
means.
means. The end does not justify the means. So if I fool you, or lie to you, or I
That is-
manipulate you, or
You're
I
right, but that is the stock and
Oh,
trade of the
well.
conservatives. They do that all the time. I've listened to.
well, is that the stock of trade of humanity? This is my point, not just of politics.
Then you're now
It wouldn't-
descending into cynicism. But,
No, I
but you
am
just
not.
made the point. You don't want people who lie to you.
I don't want people lying to me.
Yeah, but I know.
Or manipulating, or
yeah.
bullshit. I don't want people lying to me.
Paul Revere is bullshitter number
Oh,
one.
yeah.
I mean, it's true. You just check all the things he says and contradicts himself. Yeah. if that guy wins, I fear for the future of this country. I fear the future of my grandchildren.
Well, I don't really think he's going to destroy your grandchildren.
I do.
But we'll wait and see.
Sure, wait,
And the
I don't want to wait and see. I don't want him in. He's a disgusting.
We'll
person.
wait to see whatever happens, is what I mean. You'll vote for NDP, no doubt. And who knows? Maybe they'll get in. But I would rather, if they were to get in, whatever party to get in, I would rather see if they were to get votes based on honesty. Based on honesty,
I
not
agree. But Paul
the
Revere
end.
is the antithesis of honesty. He lies about so many things, like, for example, the drug crisis. Everything he says is false. It's a distortion of reality. The things that he says about how, I mean, the guy is in league with the developers and does not care about
what's that
tenants.
got to do with the drug companies.
Well, he claimed that the what do you call those units where drug users can come in,
Right.
the safe
Supply.
and he lied about the data. In fact, it was worse before. He says it's now worse after that we're supplying drug. And I thought, how can you say such obvious lies? I mean, he's been caught by honest journalists, but mainstream media. I don't know.
Who are
what's
the
going on.
honest journalists that you're talking
Well,
about?
for example, Canada Land, the Breach, what was that group like Winnipeg? Anyway, these are alternative, but they have investigative reporters who actually deal
Well, I'll
with
check
their
them
lives.
out and see what they have to say.
Yeah,
I'd be
check out
happy.
the
Like, I
truth.
think we all have to check out the truth for ourselves, rather than just standing on a side of a line and saying that's it. Why are we not just talking to each other?
Well,
Why are we making deals? No, I don't believe we should. And that's my stance. And that's why I really do not like Jagmeet Singh and the NDP party, but Jagmeet himself. He thinks it's okay. The end justifies the means, and I do not
Well,
agree
so
with
does
that.
Paul. Yeah. I mean, that-
Regardless, I'm saying.
But why
Jagmeet
is
Singh-
one worse than the other?
I'm not suggesting one is worse than the other, but that's why I don't like Jagmeet Singh, because he openly, I mean, I think if you're going to vote NDP, I think the end should not justify the means. I'm not voting NDP, so I'd have to look at
I'd
that.
always vote NDP, but not because I believe in Jagmeet Singh. I do not.
You support the union.
I support I
The
support the
union
Labour
things.
Party. It's a party that has made an impact in Canada. Our healthcare system, all the things that we have are as a result of the CCF and
You know what really troubled me? I was in Ottawa last year, and there was a, I wouldn't even really call it a protest, but there was a rally that was organized. It was called the Million Person March. And it was Canadians of all colors, religions, whatever. And they were rallying and marching to say, I guess so it is a protest against sexual stuff in the schools. You know, sexual, there's a lot of sexual stuff being taught in the schools.
oh, this is against transsexuals and
Not against them,
yeah.
no.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
This
See,
is an
this is the
example of
problem.
mine where
Really. So
they're defending the kids.
so
they're not.
if the children are being taught,
They're not being taught to be transsexuals or homosexuals or anything.
no, but they're being taught. I don't even want to say that because I'm on live here, but they're being taught. If you've seen any of the books that are in these kids' libraries, I mean elementary school libraries, where they're showing, and I've seen the books, so I'm not just like hearing this. I've seen the books, and they're in the schools, and they're showing like, you know, a kid's book, but they're showing two guys teaching, one guy teaching another guy how to jerk off.
I didn't know about
No, but this is my problem. This is my concern, is that we take whatever truth or whatever perspective somebody wants to give and like, okay, that's where I stand, and that's it. Because they're not doing that, and they're not teaching children to be, you know, no, there is reasons why a lot of people in Canada are up in arms and in a way to say, hey, this cannot go to the schools. This is not for the children in the schools. Okay, whatever. You know, we all can have our positions on that. I don't think it should be taught in schools, but hey. So well, here's what troubled me, talking about unions and technique. So there was a rally in Ottawa last year, and they were rallying against this whole teaching the children this in schools, you know? And so they
claim.
had a rally.
Yeah.
Well, go look at, I mean, there we go. So they claim. There's evidence of these books.
How many books and how much of this is taught in the schools? You know, it's
Well, I think
it's-
more than you probably know, and maybe even
actually,
more than I
I'm
know.
a retired teacher, and I know it.
Well, if you're a retired teacher, you're probably not doing what, you're not teaching what's being taught today.
No, I was,
So my
I was
point,
teaching mathematics and computer science.
right? Well, that would be nice to see that being taught. But anyway, they have this rally. So they're, regardless, they're having a rally, and so anti-protesters come up, and Jagmeet leads them with union, the QP union members, a lot of them, including Fred Hahn. I don't think that's really was a very good thing. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with this because you got to do your thing, and we would just talk about this forever, and
That's
we're in
true.
two different positions on it. But
True.
yeah, but I'll look up your stuff because I've got your thing here of what you said about the alternative media. I'll check it out. Maybe you check it something else. So
I read
check
one-
out
I read one.
Soji.
Who?
SOGI. Look that up. Just put it in your computer.
SOGI.
Yeah, and just see what you get. Okay? SOGI.
SOGI.
Okay, thanks. Alrighty, you can do it because you're a computer guy.
Nope.
Oh, you still. Oh, here, let's see what you're doing. This is what this gentleman is handing out. There, I got your truth out.
So what are you doing this for?
For freedom for Canada. Okay, so that was that. Now what am I going to do? Probably end this. What do you guys see? It's hard to have a conversation like that because I realize that this is a big problem because probably, I'm going to throw this out there, mainstream media, you know, have not been, they've not done their job, and they've not shared all sides of the narrative, the opinions, the things in question. Because they don't share all sides, we are so divided. And we then have all of our opinions are very stark. So that gentleman doesn't know anything about that, and he kind of poo-pooed it, you know, like, oh, I'm sure those children are not being taught all that stuff, and, you know, whatever. And I'm saying, well, yes, they are. And really, it wasn't even really my point of saying yes, they are, but the fact that, you know, Fred Hahn, the president of CUPE, and Jagmeet Singh stand together as
oh, Jagmeet's part of the union, supporting the union. And what are they doing? They become anti-protesters to a very large group of Canadians who are, oh, these guys are getting interviews. How did you feel about this? And, whatever. I don't care. But I haven't really found anybody so far that I guess is on what we would call our side. And no doubt that these guys will get. I mean, it was a very close race. So, you could bump to 99% of the people here, and probably you get, different side. They're allowed to chop their parts off at a 13-year-old younger. Yeah, thanks, Cupcakes. Children being taught inappropriate sexual behavior. Yeah, I doubt that. Thank you. Walk away from this Trudeau lover. I can't listen to this bullshit anymore. Tell this guy to beat it. Tenants' rights. This is... unfortunately, the comments don't stay up after I leave the live stream. Sex propaganda lost their way. Tampon machines in men's bathrooms. This guy it's difficult to talk to somebody on the street corner, really. And somebody who knows. Thank you. I'm reading your texts or your comments. So yeah. Anyway, sorry, I was reading your comments. And this is the big problem, I guess, is that because the media, in whatever form, sometimes that's even in movies and stuff, but the media, they are not telling all the sides of the stories, or of the, I don't even hate to call it stories, but they don't tell people really what's going on. They keep it very one-sided. And that's created a great, big, huge problem. Here's one of my stickers from last night. There it is. I was standing here with Roman Baber and we're talking, and I stuck that up there and I said, yeah, they lied. And he nodded. He's like, yep, they did. He will go home and maybe do some reading. Thank you, Cupcakes. You did great. Thank you. Well, I did my best, what I could at the time, because it's very difficult to talk to somebody who really is really adamant about their side. The only thing I really think he actually kind of caught on to was, I could see his face say, that's the CTV people. I could see his face when I said, the end should not justify the means. Because he's like all happy, he's got dental care and pharmacare and the union thing and all that. And I said, but he made a deal. He gets up in the House where he lambastes Trudeau and the Liberal Party about everything, but then, votes with them. So he's made this deal. So how is that good? Like, is that the way we want to be as people? As Canadians, but as people, human beings, that the end justifies the means? I hope not. I truly hope not. We can lie and cheat our way as long as we get what we want. I hope that we can become better than that. Thanks, Frank. You're always really sweet to me and supportive. Look at this nice flower thing. But yeah, we cannot have the end justify the means. That is not a good way to go. And he seemed to kind of he did realize that what I was saying is kind of true. Like, you cannot have the end justify the means. Oh, look, here's a little bit more of the petition. Oh, there's the other part. But someone's ripped it off. They didn't like it. That's the way people are. So yeah, we cannot have the ends justify the means, and I did think that man picked up on that. I think as much as he really wants all those things, his dental care, although I mean I'm sure he's a retired teacher, I'm sure he's still got dental care. You know, he's very concerned that Polyev is horrible and a liar and cheater. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Absolutely. And this is what I think has happened to humanity. We've lost our souls. We've lost our souls, humanity, with all this, you know, horribleness. And we've got to get it back. And I think the best way to get it back is just be truthful, be kind, and be nice. I mean, I certainly am not. I called them rotten over there. But I said it teasingly. But, you know, I did say that they were rotten. But he called me rotten, too, after. I'm like, yeah, okay. You know, I laughed. It's like, I'm good with that. I'm not going to get all offended. He used to have one up here, but that one's gone. A petition thing. So, yeah, I think the best thing is to be honest, to be kind, but really being honest is the best kindness we can do. You know, I'm not talking about, do I look fat in these pants, but that kind of thing. But we do need to keep our souls intact. And unfortunately, I'm going to sit down now for a minute. Hi, you guys. Kind of getting worn out. So, I won't stay on too much longer. I really appreciate everybody being on here. And I really do want to say thank you again for watching all the stuff I do. You know, I do really appreciate it. I'm doing what I can to show you what I see and where I am, and you know, we all are standing up for this country and for humanity, and we do it the best we can. And sometimes it's a very tough job because, as I said recently to Marco Mendocino, you know, Canadians are hurt and we're angry, and so you're seeing some of that, and you have to have a look at them. You have to know that. You can't stay in your little, sorry it's really loud here, you can't just stay in your really safe little, wow, it's loud. You can't just stay in your safe little bubble while you're affecting people's lives the way these MPs do, and think, oh well, you know, it's democracy, we got voted in. You know, meanwhile you've got a lot of people that are really hurt, and really angry. So you gotta fix this up. You stop lying and fix what you did wrong. That's what we gotta do. Marco said he wasn't lying. Hi, sir. Hi, puppy. These bikes. I know I say it every time I'm out here, but this bike lane thing just is absolutely nuts. So yeah, we have to start being kind and telling the truth, and I think this win in Toronto, St. Paul is going to make a difference. You know, obviously there's going to be a lot of people that are unhappy with this win, with this change, because again, it was a pretty tight race, and I think just under 600 votes difference, something like that. So I'm sitting over here now. See if this is any quieter. So there's going to be a lot of unhappy people today, and understandably, there's a lot of unhappy Canadians with the bring back common sense. I like your shirt yesterday. Oh yeah. She watched as you explained the button. Oh, cool. Oh, I have the button on today too, Frank. Look. Oops, I dropped my book.
Look at the book I'm carrying. That man got really kind of freaked out. Look, there's the book I'm reading. I've got this from Sandra Lawton's book. Hang on. Here's the button, Frank. I don't know what shirt I was wearing yesterday, but there's the Frank, the button. So Frank made these buttons. Hang on, I gotta get it without. Hang on, Frank. Hang on. There we go. So an apple a day keeps the liberals away. Truck, yeah. So Frank made these buttons, and I kind of went on a mission to give them out to MPs. So the first one I gave out was to Pierre Poilievre in Kitchener. I went to a rally, it was a good rally. I liked what he was saying, and he can say all he wants, but we the people, have to keep them on guard. We stand for Canada, and if these politicians are going to go awry and cause us problems, we've got to stand up. So I think over this last couple of years, the government, the people within the government, have seen that Canadians are not shy to stand up. We may not be as loud as other countries and as violent, really, as other countries, but we are willing and able to stand up, and we will, and that's our job. I would hope that we would be able to have a government that is trustworthy and good and has all of us in mind, and just kind of lets us alone a lot more. Make good roads and do all that stuff, but stay out of our lives so much. Let free enterprise, do it. And there's a truck going by. Not that I don't like trucks. An American and Trump supporter. I have had some of Pierre's speeches. I like him as an American. Oh, okay, Draco, thanks. Yeah, I mean, as I say, I like him, and he's saying lots of the things that I would like to hear to repair this whole mess. But we have to hold him on account to it. You said this, and we expect you to follow through with it. And it's up to us. We can't just let them go. I would love to be able to do that, but we can't. Especially, we've been shown, and especially all the laws say. We've got a fire truck coming. One of the things, like I always say, I hate the bike lanes. I don't dislike bicycling or, the fact that people can bicycle, but I was down here not that long ago, and as you can see, here they've got the, I don't know if you can see it, like the cement things there, and then these things. So there was an ambulance coming down this is Yonge Street. This is like the main street. And there was an ambulance coming down, and cars are trying to pull over, but they can only pull over as far as those cement barriers on both sides. So that ambulance had to squeeze through. And I just think that's horrible. Just to accommodate a couple of bicyclists. Like, really, there's not that many. And it's summer, let alone, what about winter? I think it's nuts. Especially on these main streets. This is not over. Let me see what Frank says. This is not over. Once Pierre gets in, it will just be starting. We will hold his feet to the fire. Absolutely. This is not over. And, with a change of government. Whoever that change is. This is, or whatever happens in the next election. This is not over because we, as a people, have to learn to use the tools that are at hand, like petitions. We have to stand up. We have to write our MPs. We have to get a bigger voice. And that's what we are learning. And in a way, I think unfortunate, some ways, that we can't just, have a life without thinking about government. But they got way, way too big and way, way too powerful.
So now it's our job, at least of this generation, this time frame, is that we've got to use our voice, and we have to stand for Canada. We have to stand for freedom, and we cannot let tyranny take over. Not our country, not our world. Okay, that's what I think. So I guess I'll leave you guys here. I've done really all that there is to do. The offices are closed down. I said hi to the homeless guy there, and he was nice. And I asked him if I told him he was famous, because he is. You know, he's had his picture all over the place, and he was quite taken. He says, "Oh, it's taken me this long to get famous." Like, yeah, it's cool, eh? So I asked him, could I have a picture taken with him, and he agreed. So we posed together. I'll show you that. I just took one. And so the offices are closed down, and I'm sure everybody's trying to get a bit of sleep. You know, it was a long night for all of them, and we'll see what happens next. So congratulations, Don Stewart, and good for you, Toronto. I'm really happy. As I say, I'm a Toronto girl. I'm really happy to see that Toronto is changing its ways a bit here. We got to get rid of these liberals, and we'll see what happens there. Frank, the citizens of Canada need to be motivated by politics and become politically motivated. It affects every aspect of your life, so don't tell me politics doesn't affect you. It does. I'll leave it there, Frank. Thank you. See you guys. See you in the next round, wherever and whatever that is. July 1st, I'll probably be in Ottawa. Okay, so I know there's a Take Back Canada thing going on across the country. I don't know a lot about it, but it is a protest that's being organized. So likely I'll meet up with some of those people. And then of course there is there'll be summer stuff going on, of course. And then I like that. Toodaloo. There'll all be the summer stuff, and then come and don't forget the petition, please. 5024, please sign that, please share it. Let's get a whole bunch of names on that, and then there'll be September. We'll catch up to you when the next one. But see you probably, maybe not even till July 1st. Maybe I'll just be a little quiet. Bye, guys. Freedom.